of you who may not know it, we truly do have a legend here today. We're in the presence of greatness. Bobby is a, Bobby is a member of both the International Steel Guitar Hall of Fame and the Western Swing Hall of Fame. And Bobby, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here at Satellite. We're so glad.
It's my honor to be here.
Thank you very much. During your musical career, Bobby, you crossed paths with some very famous people, and probably the one that comes to mind first is the great Hank Williams. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how you got associated with him?
Yeah, well, I've played with his son, Junior, a few times, but I didn't. It's not true that I played with Hank Senior. But I did play. I opened for him at a show.
Oh, really?
And I was in another band, opening band. But I had my brother and I. We were both teenagers at the time. We were playing guitars way back when. This was back in the late '40s, early '50s. And but anyway, Hank was in town with his drifting cowboys, and so my brother and I went down early to the place, to the ballroom, and checked it out. And the guy they'd already set up and done a sound check. No, well, they didn't do sound checks in those days. They just set up,
Set up and play.
Set up and play, yeah. But there was nobody around at the time except the manager, Marty Landau. He was the owner of the Riverside Rancho in LA. Anyway, he was there, and he said he saw us up on the stage checking out the instruments, and he said, I can't repeat what he said, but he said, "Get off the stage." And he said, "No, we're playing tonight." Anyway, but he said, just, so we went in the back room, and back in the back room, Hank was sitting there with a bottle of whiskey and his guitar. And so he said, "Hey, boys," he was the nicest guy. "Come on in, and want a drink?" And my brother accepted. I did. And but anyway, we told him that we were playing in a band that night, opening up. He said, "Hey, get your guitars and let's play some stuff." And he was a typical songwriter, that he just couldn't stop playing and writing and singing by himself or wherever he was. He was sitting there writing songs and going. He said, "I'm working on a new song here, see what you think." And he started singing "Kalijah Was," and he was still working on it at that time. And we said, "Wow, that's far out, it's different." But anyway, he was the nicest guy, and we jammed with him and before the show, So that was the only time we ever got to play. With him.
Right.
Anyway.
Wow. No, that's a cool story. Yeah, that's great. Not many people got to meet the great Hank Williams. How old were you when you got your first steel guitar?
Oh, I was 14.
Oh, okay. So you started young.
And I got a 6-string Rickenbacker, and I was, at that time, Hawaiian music was popular, actually. And that's what drew me to the instrument. Because, of course, the steel guitar was invented in Hawaii. Most of the young Hawaiians today don't know that, but that's true. It's true. Anyway. But then, of course, the Western musicians adopted the instrument, and most of the Western bands had steel guitars. So that's when I found that out. That's where I went.
You talked a little bit about your brother. I know that you and your brother Larry performed together on stage. Who were other steel guitar players that influenced the two of you?
Oh, well, Joaquin Murphy, the great Joaquin Murphy with Tex Williams, and Spake Dooley, Noel Boggs, Speedy West, Herb Remington, all those guys. Those were the pioneers in the steel guitar back then.
Okay.
They were the guys.
Your folks must have been very proud of you to have two master guitars in the family.
Well, they thought it was okay, but they kept saying, "When are you going to get a real job?" Get regimented one of these days.
When are you going to grow up? Get a real job, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're glad that you've stuck with it, and we would truly be honored if you would favor us with a song.
Yeah, I always go back to, speaking of Hank, I usually go to the Hank Williams songbook for a song to play.
Super.
So this is one that's not really as well known as some of the others, but I like to play it. It's There'll Be No Teardrops Tonight.
Yes. That's a beautiful song.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention Jerry Byrd. He was also one of my heroes. And he played on this record with Hank. 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm free from sorrow. Make believe that wrong is right. Your wedding day will be tomorrow, but there'll be no teardrops tonight. Fiddles over there. Black again. That's what I'm talking about. David Wilburn on the mandolin. Pretend that you still love me while you wear your veil of white, but you think that you're above me, so there'll be no teardrops tonight. Shame, oh shame for what you're doing. Other arms will hold you tight. You don't care whose life you ruin, so there'll be no teardrops tonight. Take us out, Bobby.